What's up, everybody? Gamer Guys back here again. This is Chase Colozzi with my co-host,
Evan Michael Lee.
And you know, we're going to talk a little bit about something very serious today. We talk about gays and gaming, and we want our next focus to be our favorite femme fatales in video games.
Oh yeah!
Given that there's so many women in games, we wanted to highlight just a couple of our personal favorites, because it's our show, and we'll do what we want.
Absolutely, and there's so many iconic, and not a word I use very often, femme fatales in video games, and I feel like we should honor them.
Yeah, we wanted to highlight some different, and people that aren't just the white guys with, you know, a lot of shotguns on the cover art of box arts. There's some powerful women in gaming that we want to highlight that bring some interest into the table.
You want to jump into
different.
it?
I do.
Let go!
In no particular order, I have a couple that I want to bring up. One of them being Kerrigan from the StarCraft series. Now, do you know StarCraft?
A little bit, not a whole lot though.
RTS, real-time strategy game, sci-fi, which I'm a huge sci-fi nerd. So Kerrigan is basically, she was a ghost, a sniper that was on a mission in the Zerg, which is like this kind of like insect alien race, basically kidnaps her, and they're like, you know what, no, we gonna redo your weave, we gonna give you a different makeup style, and they just like totally changed her into this like human Zerg hybrid. It's just bad bitch who just goes and up. She's just such a bad character and has so much influence and is just as powerful as any of the men. That's how it needs to be portrayed. Who is someone that kind of popped into your mind as like bad woman?
Princess Kitana from Mortal Kombat. She has 2 Blade fans, and she was introduced in Mortal Kombat 2, and boy did she make a statement. She was like flipping fans, cutting people off, decapitating them, disemboweling people. She was one of the most popular characters in that game, and people got really, really good with her. If you picked her, it was a guaranteed win.
I know a couple of queens at DragCon that are gonna be like ridiculously popular. I probably should have that.
Absolutely.
Just to get the crowd.
I mean, even when it comes to cosplay, so many people have dressed up as her and done a really fantastic job too.
Yeah, and that body, bitch.
That body.
And again, just bad character that is just as powerful as the men. There's a theme here.
She is not only beautiful, she is deadly. Who else you got?
My favorite series, which I've mentioned on the show before, is Mass Effect. And in Mass Effect, you can choose to be a man or a woman. And what I love about it is the woman character does the exact same thing as the man does. If in the man's storyline, he picks up a character, throws him over his shoulder, and carries him on, it's not the woman like drags him along because she's weaker. No, she picks his up again because she's just as strong, and I appreciate that, and she commands just as much attention and power, and she has different relationships with characters and whatnot, but it's never like, oh, she gets a bye by her looks. It's like, no, this is a soldier first. She's in complete power, no matter her ethnicity, no matter her sexual orientation, because you can, you know, be heterosexual, gay in that game. All right, so Kerrigan, Kitana, Femme Shep.
Well, my second one was going to be Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. She was an officer in the STARS SWAT team-esque lineup, and what I loved about her is that when she was in the first game, Chris Redfield was her counterpart. He could only hold 6 items, but they made Jill actually be able to hold 8 items. She is like plowing through this entire mansion full of zombies, blasting heads off with a machine gun, a pistol, a shotgun, a magnum. Like, she's clearing house, she's not weak. She ends up saving Barry more than the other way around. So I'm glad that they made it so like she wasn't the weak one and the men are always coming to save her. It's like, no, she can stand on her own 2 feet and kick it just like everyone else.
She ain't the damsel in distress.
She's
going
not
out there to save some and kick it.
Absolutely. So shout out to Jill Valentine in Resident Evil.
You tap dance on those zombie heads.
We salute you.
We salute. Exactly.
Okay, what is your final choice?
I have to say, even though we haven't seen the finale of it yet, and we ain't probably gonna see it for a hot minute, Alex from Half-Life 3. That game is so... Half-Life 2, I think, was one of the first games I played that I was like, this felt like an adventure. Like I had been on an adventure. And Alex is like, she's not overly sexualized at all. She's, you know, not showing too much skin. Not that that's a problem, but I love that it was just like, you're more focused on her being a hacker and super smart and having interesting things to say about your environment, because you play as Gordon Freeman in that game and are completely mute.
Dr. Freeman, I presume.
So really, she is the catalyst of that game. She's the star of that game. And I really want Half-Life 3 to come out already so I can see what happens. But it's never gonna happen. Valve, get your together.
Oh, poor you.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know the struggle's real for you.
And I miss her.
So
She's such a good character. So rounding out your top 3, who we got?
Oh, last and final, it's gonna be the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. She was actually the person who taught Snake everything he knows about combat. And you meet her in the game, and she's so like soft-spoken and just very pointed with everything she says, and she just has this presence about her, almost regal-like. And in the very end, you have to fight her, and she's so good that she can pretty much anticipate every move you're about to do.
Feature.
Yeah, like, and she's quick and she hides and like, yeah, she pops up and like takes your gun. She actually takes your gun apart at one point. You have to like collect the pieces to like put it back together. Yeah, she's that good.
She's playing on you on that level.
Exactly, and what's most heartbreaking is that like, it's revealed.
Spoiler alert.
Right, in case you haven't played before, but she's so bad. And I just love that they made her so great and wonderful and not this like, again, like we said before, like not these weak characters that always have to be saved. It's like, no, I'm gonna teach you something. Yeah.
Obviously, our list is not very exhaustive of all the best women in gaming. This is our list of like our top 3 that we just kind of thought of had a profound
there
impact on us.
There are so many that we could discuss.
Samus, for instance, who was, everybody thought was a man the entire game. At the very end, it's like, hey, this is a woman.
Boom.
You thought this is such a bad character, and she is. By the way, it's a woman. What, like that reveal? She's just sitting there, and it's like, woman.
Yeah.
Yes, bitch, all that. And then you also look at someone like Lara Croft, who was just a pair of, at the beginning, and then with this reboot they did, they made her into a vulnerable character that again is just, you see her be more than just a sex icon.
Now you have people like Chun-Li from Street Fighter, who's one of the most popular characters from that franchise, and then you also have people like Mona Sachs from Max Payne. Like she was such a pivotal moment in the whole story, and then when she dies, it's like,
I want to see like a female protagonist in Grand Theft Auto. Someone that's not a hooker or a stripper. Like I want to see that.
Right.
I want to see more women of color. We have Faith in Mirror's Edge, who's an Asian woman. Love it. More of that.
Let's keep it going.
To get to see all these different types of representation in video games is so important.
Even Tracer in Overwatch, she's actually seen, if you haven't seen it yet, she's actually in Ready Player One. You can see her for like 2.5 seconds.
So I'm gonna do a rapid fire of some other people. Jump in if you have some other honorable mentions. Ellie from The Last of Us.
Ada Wong from Resident Evil 2.
Clementine from The Walking Dead.
Bayonetta.
Tali from Mass Effect.
Rosalina.
Emily Caldwin from the Dishonored series.
Oh, nice.
Ciri from The Witcher 3. Also Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite.
Nice.
That's such an amazing game that deals with race relations. It's just a great, great game. And then of course, another one on my list, Bastila from Knights of the Old Republic.
And I'm gonna do one throwback, Blaze from Streets of Rage, which you played.
We did that on our nostalgia show. And also Princess Garnet Dagger from Final Fantasy IX.
Boom.
There are so many powerful women in games. I want to be able to play more women. I hope that you kind of got a little bit more perspective and maybe saw a couple characters you didn't know about before. And also, who did we miss? This isn't an exhaustive list. Who else do you, you're like, this is a badass chick that they missed? Let us know.